guys, Antoinette here. I wanted to teach you violin. So here I am. I'm doing this as a live stream because I like it better. I feel like it's more natural. And best of all, I get to answer your questions if you're able to catch this live. So, as it says in the title, today's going to be your second violin lesson. Yesterday we covered how to hold the violin, where you're putting the violin here on your your left shoulder, right, and shoulder collarbone. That's what that's called. And you're keeping the strings parallel to the ground. You don't want to be out like this. You want to be about 45 degrees. So this is one way. This is the other way. You want to be about in the middle with your jaw on the chin rest. But you already know that because you came yesterday, or you already know, or you're going to try to catch it later. So today I wanted to show you the next step in case you've never touched the violin before, or let's say you've taken a really long break and you're saying to yourself, I just need to start over. A lot of people say that to me, and it's not totally true. You've retained a lot of the information if you've played in the past. Hello, thanks for joining me. Okay, so here I have on my other feeds, I have a YouTube feed going and a Facebook feed, and I have this book showing. It says Absolute Beginner Violin Method. This is a book that I wrote to get adults, absolute beginners, getting to play faster because it doesn't need to take that long to get rolling, okay? So we're going to jump down to lesson 1, learning to pluck the 4 open strings. What's an open string? It is, we have 4 strings, right? So open means it's vibrating from the bridge here to the nut, unchanged, right? So when you play and you put your finger down, you're making a new nut, basically. So this is the nut, it's where the string stops. You make that the new stopping point. The string is shorter, and it's a new sound. So open means no fingers. I could even hold the violin like this. I could hold the violin like this if I really wanted to. Okay, but what it means is you're not changing the length of the string. Open strings, okay, that's the guitars use the same thing. It would be nothing on this hand, okay? But if you're already a string player of some kind, you already know that. All right, so I'm going to teach you how to pluck. It's the first thing that people usually start with. What you're going to do is you're going to come into playing position, okay, on your left shoulder. Now, what I usually tell my students is to hold the bout here, this curvy part. And basically, if your chin rest is on the left side, which it probably is, you're going to go diagonal and you're going to hold it here. Because let's say you were sitting down and this was on your knee, then you just lift it up and you can just go like that, right? So it's down, you're sitting down, right? If you are, lift it up, put it here. Because if you hold it here, sometimes the hand can get in the way and it cuts the sound, okay? So I'm going to show you not only how to pluck, but what the 4 strings are and how to learn them, okay? So it's really simple. Here's what you're going to do. Keep the violin up. Make sure your hand's not in the way. Take your right hand. You can make this little squishy, remember that old thing? Get your heads. Okay, it's going to be like that. Or you can think of it as the OK symbol. You're going to close the fingers. Take your thumb. Put it about 2 inches wide. Keep that space open the whole time. Take your thumb. Put it on the corner of the fingerboard here. So not the bridge. You don't want to touch the bridge, right? The corner of the fingerboard. And then keeping that space, really important, you're going to take your index finger. You're going to pull the string to the right. So that's pluck. So there we go, our first note. So remember, you want to use the flesh, not the nail. If you have a long nail, you have to, first of all, you should probably cut it if you're going to play violin. And secondly, you're going to not use that nail. You're going to use the soft part of your finger. Otherwise, it's like very doinky. Doink, doink. You don't want that. You want a nice, soft sound. Unless maybe one time you're writing music and you want it to have that other sound, by all means, do what you want. Just showing you the basics. Okay, so that's it. That's how you pluck. You got your index finger. Now I've done this at times where I don't use my thumb, but it's up to you, I guess. But this is usually the way that people do it. They grab the corner. Okay. So why don't we do one pluck on each string? So we're going to do this string all the way on the left, then the string next to it on the right, then this next string, and then this thinnest string. Okay, cool. So now let's go over the notes. So in this book, which I have on this hidden stand back here, it goes over these exercises that I'm going to show you. We can't really do them in their fullest because of the live stream, but they can be done either live or with the course that I have. So here we go. We're going to jump to the notes. Now, if you've never read notes on a staff before, do not be intimidated. What's a staff? Well, it's those 5 lines that you see right there. Or if you're on Instagram, that you see on my other feed. Actually, I can show it. I just realized. There we go. We got the practical section. We got these lines. Okay, so you got 5 lines. They're not that scary. It's going to be okay, I promise you. So in the book, we can see that when you see this note down here, that's G. So you're going to memorize that. So when you see this G, you're going to look over here at this kind of picture of the bridge. So if you're holding the violin and looking down it, this is a picture of it. So G, I don't know if this comes up backwards in these. Guess I'll find out soon. So G is going to be on the left, right? So G, and then if you keep looking at the chart, G, D, A, E. So G, D, A, E. But I don't expect you to remember it just from that. We're going to practice it. But that is what happens. So what you would do is you would look at what the note is. Like, okay, let's say that little D wasn't there. So you're going to say, like, what note is that? Well, it's on a space below the first line. So let me find that. Okay, well, it says it's D. Well, where's D? Oh, okay, well, I guess it's the second one over. Okay, so you're going to use that chart. All right, so let's start practicing. Okay, so the first one is indeed D, and that's because D is one of the most common notes that I'm going to start you with. I want you to memorize the spot where D is on the staff. Can you learn violin without reading music? Yes, but you'd actually be very limited as to what you can pick up and play, unless your goal is just to play by ear, in which case, yeah, I guess technically you don't need to learn music. That's fine. But I just think that there's so many, books, and it's just so much faster to look at the paper and play what's there. So I'm rambling because I haven't heard anything from anyone. So if you have any questions or you want to say hi, please leave a comment or leave a like so that I know you're there. And I also want to help you. Give me your questions, even if it's something that's not included in this topic. I'll cover it later. So here we go. We got D. So we're going to go like this. We're going to get a count off of 1, 2, 3, 4 at the speed that we want to go at. And then we're going to play it. Go, ready? The D, it's D string. So you notice that the strings are thick and then a little bit thinner, and then really thin. So the thickest string, that's our lowest string, that's G. I'm going to leave that alone for the moment. And then the one to the right of it is D. So that's the one we're going to play right now. Get your finger ready. Grab that D. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. D. 2, 3, 4. And then it says rest, so you have a beat of silence for 4. And then D again. 2, 3, 4. And then there's another measure of rests. A measure is a section of music. Each of these measures here have 4 beats in them, and that's the most common thing you're going to see. 4 beats. Okay, what is a beat? It's the smallest unit of time in music. just like in regular time, clock time, the smallest basic unit is a second. Even obviously it can go smaller. The smallest basic unit is a second. So in music, it's a beat. Okay. So now in the book we have a duet, but obviously I can't play that with you right now because I don't know what's happening. I need a little feedback. So let's play number 2. Okay. So number 2 is going to be second measure. Second line. So we have 4 rests, 4 Ds, 4 rests, and then D, rest, D, rest. And remember, rest is 1 beat of silence. Here we go. Hello, flip the track. I'd love to know who you are and if you play violin. Okay, number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, which is actually rest, 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 and then D, 2, 3, 4, and then rest, 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 and then D, rest, D, rest. Now, this is pretty easy, right? If you are tracking with me and you know what to do, then this will be easy. Actually, I think this will be easy for anyone. So let's go on to 3. 3 is A and E. So A string, we see here on the third little guy, that's where A is, and then this is where it is. So it's closest to the thick string. And then we got, the thinnest string. And then we have the thinnest string, the smallest one, the most delicate one up here. Remember, as you go up the staff, right, you have G, D, A, E. So as you do that, of course, the notes go higher and higher and higher. So you say I'm going higher on the staff, going higher in pitch as well. So the same thing as on your violin, you're going from low to high, left to right is low to higher. So the reason I'm explaining all this is because I'm on a few different mediums here. So I just want to make sure you have a full and complete understanding. Sorry if it results in a little rambling. Okay, so number 3, we have A, rest, rest, E, rest, rest. Oops, that's what I was afraid of. Sorry, Instagram. And then we have on the third measure, rest, rest, E, rest, rest, A. I'm going to have to change something about that because I don't think this sheet music thing is workable with Instagram, especially on the phone. Okay, so number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, rest, rest, E. Now here's the tricky part. You rest 2 more. 1, 2, E, 1, 2, A. I never thought I could talk so long about plucking. Honestly, I didn't think that was going to happen. All right, so I'm going to skip ahead because I feel like this format isn't the most interesting way that we could do it, but I did want to show you about plucking. So let's just jump to number 8 here, which is all the notes in order. So number 8, we got G, G, D, D, A, E. So lowest to highest, you can see it going up. And yes, the stem does flip after you hit the middle line. So basically, where's my little, I have a note, oh, here it is. Okay, so basically, let's say this is D. So as you go up, 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 stem goes up, so this guy goes up. But then, when you hit that line, it isn't really made to do that. So it flips, and then the stem, no, I can't do it. The stem goes the other way and faces down, so that, I think it's just for space-saving considerations, this would just take up too much space. Okay? Cool, so here we go, and go G, G, D, D, A, E. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Make sure you're not here. You're here. 3, 4. G, G. Rest, rest. D, D. Rest, rest. A. Rest, rest. E. Now, of course, your violin does have to be in tune for it to sound like mine. I have one tuning video out. I plan on doing others, but comment, let me know if you would like me to do that sooner rather than later. Let's do 8 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. G. Get ready for D. Now A, next to the right. A, rest, rest, E. Okay, now there are way more fun things we can do with this in the book and in the course that I have for this. You can play with me. So I have both parts playing. You can pick one person to play with and hear both parts because it's a duet, and that's really fun. So I think that's pretty much it for today. Any questions that I'm missing here? I don't see any yet, so I'll just say thanks for joining. And if you're watching this after the fact, please leave a comment, do a like, whatever emoji you want. And yeah, I would really love to hear your feedback. I want to hear what you want to know more about. And if you're not already following me or subscribed to me and you want to learn violin, I would say do it. Thanks for the heart. Oops, sorry. Because I'm going to be doing a lot more of this. In fact, I'm going to be doing this every single day for a while because I want to teach you more advanced violin stuff. And if you are not ready for that, then I can't teach it to you. So I want to get you zoomed up to a more advanced level as soon as I can so that you can join me on the more fun stuff like the cool songs and the famous pieces, right? I have group classes that are about to start on February 2nd. And if you don't know how to play violin, you can't join, right? So I wanted to kind of start giving you a taste of it so that you can join me soon in my really fun group classes. Right now they're online, so anywhere in the world you can join me. I really hope that you do. If you already know how to play or you want to get back into playing, I highly recommend checking out my website, nycviolinstudio.com, so that you can find the right class for you. If that's something you want to do. But I would love to have you. I really feel like this is a good resource for people because I put a lot of practice videos up for the material we're covering, and there's a concert at the end. Sorry to sell it so hard, but I just think it's really fun. And the students that have come the last few semesters online are enjoying it, so I figured you should know about it as well. So thanks for coming. I really appreciate you spending a few minutes and giving this a watch, and happy practicing. See you soon.